The Lost Generation. Imagine being born at a time when the world is about to change forever. That's what it was like for the Lost Generation. Born between 1883 and 1900, they came of age in the middle of the most chaotic period in history. These young men and women were the soldiers and nurses of World War I, a war so brutal that it claimed the lives of over 16 million people, leaving countless others wounded, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Just as they were trying to heal from the horrors of war, another disaster struck. The Spanish flu spread like wildfire across the globe, killing an estimated 50 million people, infecting one-third of the world's population. The world seemed to be falling apart, and this generation, shaken to their core, was left wondering what came next. But before they could even think about rebuilding, the Great Depression hit in 1929. Nearly 1 in 4 Americans lost their jobs, and hope seemed like a distant memory. But here's where it gets interesting. Even amidst all the pain and uncertainty, the Lost Generation found ways to keep going. They didn't just sit in despair. People turned to new escapes, silent films, the jazz clubs, and magazines. These were more than just distractions. They were lifelines, tiny sparks of joy that kept people going. The Lost Generation didn't just survive, they adapted, rebuilt, and showed us that even in the darkest of times, there's always a way forward. Greatest Generation. The Greatest Generation, born between 1901 and 1927, didn't get that title for nothing. As they grew up, the world was heading straight into World War II, and everything was about to change. When the war broke out, millions of young men and women from this generation stepped up, not just in the US, but all over the world. They became soldiers, nurses, and factory workers. Some fought on distant battlefields across Europe and the Pacific, while others worked day and night back home to keep things running. Their bravery and sacrifice played a huge role in winning the war by 1945. But their story isn't just about fighting, it's about how they lived through it all. Back home, people found hope in new places. It was the golden age of Hollywood, that movie theaters were packed with people. Jazz and swing music filled the air, lifting spirits and giving people a reason to smile, even during the darkest days. This generation didn't just survive a global war, they helped build a better world after it. With their courage, hard work, and creativity, they changed history. And even today, their story reminds us what true strength looks like when the world is at its hardest. Silent Generation, 1928 to 1945. The Silent Generation was born at a time when the world was recovering from one crisis and slowly heading toward another. These children grew up in homes where peace and safety were the top priorities. People had seen enough war, so parents taught their kids to stay quiet, follow the rules, and avoid conflict. As a result, many in this generation became calm, hardworking, and careful adults. They didn't like loud protests or chaos. Instead, they believed in slow but steady progress. While they may not have been the ones making headlines, they worked behind the scenes to make real change. During these years, trade unions became stronger, helping millions of workers get fair pay, better hours, and safer workplaces. At the same time, medical science made huge leaps. Vaccines and antibiotics began saving lives, protecting people from deadly diseases that once seemed unstoppable. The Silent Generation didn't chase fame or recognition, but their quiet strength helped build the world we live in today. They showed us that sometimes it's the calm voices and steady hands that bring the biggest change. Baby Boomers. The baby boomers, born between 1946 and 1964, represent a significant demographic shift, marked by high birth rates following World War II. As soldiers returned home and families expanded, this generation experienced a time of economic confidence and prosperity. The booming economy allowed many baby boomers to enjoy a higher standard of living than previous generations, leading to a culture of optimism and opportunity. Their sheer numbers had a profound impact on consumer culture, as businesses catered to their needs and desires, giving rise to a new era of advertising and marketing. Baby boomers embraced technological advancements, witnessing the introduction of household appliances, television, and eventually personal computers. These innovations transformed daily life and changed how people communicated and consumed information. Culturally, baby boomers were at the forefront of significant social movements, advocating for civil rights, environmental protection, and gender equality. Their influence on music, fashion, and lifestyle choices shaped the cultural landscape of the time, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to resonate today. The baby boomers' experiences reflect a generation that not only thrived in a time of change, but also actively shaped the world around them. Generation X. Generation X, born between 1965 and 1980, is often referred to as the latchkey generation. due to their unique upbringing marked by independence and changing family dynamics. Many Gen Xers grew up in households where both parents worked, leading to a sense of self-reliance as they often came home to empty houses after school. This independence shaped their character, making them adaptable and resourceful in navigating life's challenges. Culturally, Generation X is known for its diversity, reflecting a mix of ethnic backgrounds and experiences that enrich their perspectives. This generation witnessed the rise of technology, from the introduction of personal computers to the early days of the internet, and they played a crucial role in embracing and advancing these innovations. Their entrepreneurial spirit led to the creation of new businesses and industries, particularly in tech and media. Generation X also contributed significantly to popular culture, influencing music, film, and fashion with their unique style and tastes. Overall, Generation X embodies a blend of independence, cultural diversity, and innovation, leaving a lasting impact on society as they continue to shape the world around them. Millennial Generation. Millennials, born between 1981 and 1996, are known as the first generation to grow up with the internet and social media, which has significantly shaped their lives and perspectives. This constant access to information and connectivity has made them digital natives, allowing them to communicate and share ideas in ways previous generations could only imagine. However, millennials also face unique economic challenges, such as high student loan debt and a competitive job market, especially after the Great Recession. These financial pressures have influenced their choices, often leading them to prioritize experiences over traditional markers of success, like homeownership. In addition to their economic struggles, millennials are recognized for their strong social awareness and activism. They are deeply engaged in issues like climate change, racial equality, and mental health, often using social media platforms to raise awareness and mobilize support for causes they care about. This generation has shown a commitment to making a difference, advocating for change, and pushing for a more inclusive and sustainable future. Overall, millennials embody a blend of technological fluency and social consciousness, navigating a rapidly changing world while striving to create a positive impact. Generation Z. Generation Z, also known as Zoomers, is a generation that grew up in a world defined by rapid technological growth and major societal shifts. Born between 1997 and 2012, Gen Z has witnessed the world change in real time, and they've been at the forefront of many critical movements. From the Black Lives Matter protests to climate change strikes, this generation has had a front-row seat to global activism. These experiences have sparked a strong sense of justice within them, pushing many to advocate for social equality and environmental sustainability. But it's not just about social issues. Technology has been a constant in their lives from the time they were very young. Gen Z is the first generation to grow up with smartphones and social media from the start, shaping how they communicate, build relationships, and even see themselves. For them, being online is second nature, and it's affected everything from how they express themselves to how they connect with the world around them. This generation is also marked by an entrepreneurial spirit. Many Zoomers have started their own businesses, built side hustles, and used platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to promote their ideas and connect with others. They're always finding new ways to innovate and make their mark on the world. With a blend of social awareness and digital fluency, Generation Z is navigating a world full of challenges, but they are determined to use their voice, creativity, and tech savvy to push for change and make the world a better place. Generation Alpha. Generation Alpha, born from 2013 onward, represents the newest generation, and their future is filled with both promise and uncertainty. As the first generation to grow up entirely in the 21st century, they are surrounded by advanced technology, artificial intelligence, and constant connectivity. However, this digital environment also presents challenges, such as the potential for mental health issues stemming from social media use and the pressures of an always-on lifestyle. Additionally, Generation Alpha will have to navigate a world filled with misinformation, making critical thinking and media literacy essential skills for their development. As they grow, they will likely face the impacts of climate change, economic shifts, and evolving social dynamics, all of which will shape their experiences and perspectives.